Um, like I said, this will probably be pretty short unless you guys have questions and stuff. And then if you guys do have questions, please post them in the discussion channel that's right above this one. So that way I can keep track of it. And then, or you can save your question till the end, but I know sometimes we forget questions as we go. So, um, yeah, so thank you guys for being here and for being willing to move our meeting to the first day of April. Um, as always, we're going to talk about the monthly financial breakdown. We're going to talk about some bug issues that we know about and some things that we've fixed, things that we're working around. I'm going to give some rule reminders. We're going to talk about the caravan's next stop. We're going to touch base on some of the Weaver tickets and request post type stuff. Then we're going to talk about some active storylines that the fleet should know about as a whole. Um, the upcoming script updates, some upcoming events, and then we'll go into the Q&A stuff. So, monthly financial breakdown. We spent a little bit, but we also did really well. We had a very nice, decent donation that allowed us to get the Guarma MLOs. So Guarma will start getting worked on soon. We also paid for our server rent and a bunch of other stuff. So we didn't do a lot of crazy things because we're trying to save the money for Blackwater. So right now that's currently left in the PayPal is 193 bucks. So we're actually in the green and not in the negative for once since starting any of our servers. So that's nice. Um, and we do just thank you guys that have donated or those of you that are Patreon supporters and boosters to the server and all of that kind of stuff because it means a lot and it means I don't have to spend money out of my own pocket for everything, which is really helpful. Um, and yeah, our main goal to get Blackwater Reborn done is 375 in total. We're a little over halfway there. But some best ways to really support us in a non-financial way is, of course, inviting your friends, voting for us on Trekkie server. We had over 140 something votes for the month of March, which put us probably at number one, which we would have been number one if we weren't behind someone who actually dumped like hundreds of dollars into votes for a server that doesn't get any traction. So thank you guys for voting and being really diligent about voting every day. Reviewing us on CFX. So in the CFX forum boards, there's actually a server bazaar post that we have that has the server there and stuff like that. That you guys can share your pictures on. You guys can comment about things that are going on in the server and just kind of get our name out there. Being active in the server and being active in the Discord. These are all great ways to encourage the people that are coming in to interact with the community and they get to actually kind of see what the community can bring. So thank you guys for doing all those things. Some known bug issues. The disappearing mini maps whenever you talk to the bank tellers. I don't know why it does it. It's such a weird bug. Again, no idea why. If you talk to the bank teller again, he'll give you back your mini map. So that's the easiest workaround I can think of right now until I can figure out why that problem's happening. The Saint Denis potholes are apparently back again. Riven ran into one last night a couple times. So we I will continue to look and see why they are happening. The only thing I can think of is it's one of the MLOs that we have in, but it's a pretty crucial MLO that we have in. So I'm hoping that with encouraging them to fix it, they may be able to fix the collision because that's what it is it's a collision gap. Hunting is still borked for some animals, specifically turkeys. I know we hate hunting geese, but we have to continue to hunt geese to make feathers or arrows for and all that kind of stuff. Rick X, the guy that does our skinning script, just released an update again, so I will be looking at that. And And it's not a bug, but the bounty hunting payout needs to be adjusted. So if you're one of those individuals that has the ability to do bounty hunting, keep that in mind that those numbers will change. Don't abuse it, but I'm not going to tell you not to go do it because it's fun and it gives you guys something to do. Just don't abuse it. So some rule reminders. If a storyline is being held on hold due to people not being available and they aren't keeping you in the loop about being available, continue forward with your story, and that's our continuance of RP rule. So this isn't talking about like someone who is going on a vacation and they let everyone know, hey, I'm going to be on a vacation for 2 weeks, so I won't be around. Or hey, I have to go on LOA because I had a death in the family, or any of these different things. That's not what this rule applies to. This rule applies to people who have kind of just ghosted, and are not interacting with you in RP anymore, or they've maybe have left the server, or they haven't been available to RP in a long time, and they're not giving you a straight answer on like when they're going to be back. Then you can continue on with your story, and you can have the resolution that you deem is appropriate, and that's what's going to be in the storyline. We saw many times where a lot of people had stories that were kind of just halted for months on end because people would just kind of ghost, or they'd go play another game for 6 months, and then they'd come back and it's like, well, I don't even remember where our story was. So we want you guys to be able to continue your stories, with or without the people that you were RPing with. Provide medical RP. I think most people are really good at providing medical RP. But when the doctors aren't around and you get revived by an NPC doctor, or if you go to one of the local doctors to be healed, please make sure you still follow up with one of our medical RP people to be treated or to get a follow up. Even if it doesn't really lead to anything, they work hard on the research that they do for their RP and their craft. We want to give them that stuff. Same thing kind of goes with like LEO RP. Like, I know there hasn't been a lot of interaction with the LEO and the public, or the LEO and criminals, because the criminals are all kind of in one centralized area and law's not going there. But we definitely want to see like law enforcement interacting with people and following up on investigations if they aren't. And if you notice something, or if you're wanting to try and push a certain RP angle that you know about, report it to the LEOs. So that way they kind of have something to chase after. The other thing is keeping the OOC out of the IC. Our in-character actions should dictate, or our character actions and behaviors are dictated by our in-character consequences or whatever. Reverse that. Anyways, with that being said, we have to keep in mind that we are human beings, and the other people behind our screen that we're RPing with are also human beings. We want to make sure that we're making this place a great place for everyone. So if there's someone that you can't RP with, and it's for whatever reason, you can be like, I don't want to do this intense RP today. Or I don't want to interact with this person because they rubbed me the wrong way. Or anything like that. Or I don't like this character, I don't want to interact with them. Try to make sure that you're keeping the world separate. If you can't RP with them, use the safety phrase and remove yourself from the scene. And then just check in with staff, and we'll try to negotiate and figure out a way to allow everyone to RP within that area. We are a small community, so eventually we are going to bump into each other. It is what it is. But we want to make sure that everyone feels good about being here, because it's everyone's home, not just one or the others. Next stop, Blackwater. So we have wrapped up Strawberry. We are now moving into Blackwater and getting Blackwater built up. I believe Lignus and a couple of other people, I think Charles is another person, who have been going into Blackwater and rebuilding already. I have not been there yet. I don't know if Walker has been there, given our current storylines that are going on, which is really crazy. But that is where the caravan is setting up right now. They are going into Blackwater and getting it ready to open up businesses. There will be kind of a caravan storage again that will be set up so people can put supplies in there. And we will probably, I'll have the weavers come up with what will be needed to fix up Blackwater to make it make sense for what's going to be built there. And we'll have that ready to go and kind of posted in character for everyone. So, speaking of weavers, if you have a storyline that you're wanting to chase after, or you have a really cool idea for a story arc that could impact the community, use a weaver ticket. We want to read these things, and our skilled team of tale weavers want to do this. That's why they signed up to be Weavers of Tales. A lot of you guys have already enlisted in their help, and it's been awesome. And we want to encourage you guys to keep doing that. Same thing with the request post. So in the in character channel, there is a request. Is in the in character category. Yeah, in the in character category, there is a post called the requests, where you guys can make individual requests for like a storyline. So a good example of this was when CT was trying to find people to join in on the Saint Denis group. And then when Mike was putting in for Wyatt to find more Pinkertons, um, we want to encourage people to build groups and gangs organically and all these different things. But sometimes we need to kind of put that out there like, hey, I'm looking to do this. Is anyone else interested in this? Or if you have like a one shot kind of storyline, like, I want my character to be kidnapped so they can be rescued and this whole big thing happen. Well, post it in there and we'll see what the community can help you with. So there's that. Active stories. So this is the stuff that people in the state know about. This is not going to be a spoiler. And if it is a spoiler, it's just because you have not been around. So Walter O'Dim is currently rebuilding Gorma, and I believe he's been talking about that openly. At least I've heard it talked about very openly because I've had several people come and ask about it. The Duskwood Gazette is looking to hire new journalists and reporters. We need more reporters. It's fun RP to do, and you get to be nosy and gossipy, which is fun. Albert Tobias has been killed, and the bounty is being claimed by none other than Jack Shaw and Saint Denis. Secret societies, sketchy meetings, what unrest is happening in the state now? There are whispers that there are conversations happening behind the scenes that could really reshape a lot of things. And by consequence, the last two town halls have been canceled. So where's the governor? Grave robberies, general stores being ransacked for all their cash. Who is going to stop this? Strawberry and Ansburg have been rebuilt, and businesses will start opening up in the area. Hanging Dog is being fixed up and cleaned up due to Joan Shepard and her friends working hard on the property. And then the supernatural occurrences seem to have faded as more people have started working together. So there's a lot happening. So put yourselves out there and you'll see it. Some script updates. So crafting is almost done. I promise, guys. I know I've been saying this, but it's almost done. I'm hoping tonight to work on it a little bit, as well as tomorrow night. So that way it could be ready to go for people to enjoy over the next couple of weeks. Massive Warp Core updates. I've been working on that on the dev server here and there. There's a lot of changes that are going to come with that. But it's necessary updates for us to be able to continue functioning with Warp Core. So unfortunately, there are going to be some negatives that come with that. Nothing that's going to like wipe a character or anything like that, but height differences are not going to be as obvious, unfortunately, unless I can figure out a way to manipulate that. That's the biggest, most noticeable downside. The black market is up and going. There are more things that are going to be added to it. And if you are wondering where the black market is, there's a whole city of people who would be more than happy to tell you or talk to you about it for a small fee. Bounty hunting, again, is out there. It's open. It's going. It's job locked to certain roles. The only thing that needs to be augmented with it is the payouts and maybe a couple of locations for bounties, but that's about it. Um, Farming is almost done. Ecology is almost done. The newspaper printing that's going to be coming in. I found a script that I really, really, really liked, and it's going to be a lot easier to maintain as a developer. Um, Sorry, my brain. There are it's a lot easier to maintain, and I won't have to go in and change the code constantly. It's just done specifically in the script, like in the server, so I won't have to worry about it as much. Animal calls and hunting traps are going to be coming in probably within the next week or so. Um, Free tapping is also going to be coming in. Undertaking is going to be coming in, and pets are going to be coming in. The pets that are going to be coming in first are kind of like the more domesticated ones, like the dogs. And then slowly we'll start bringing in some of the more exotic animals as RP will start dictating that kind of growth. So, some upcoming events. We are preparing for the Duskwood State Fair. Um, I am needing event planners. I don't want to plan this whole thing. I know a few of you guys have volunteered, and that's awesome. If you have an event or a game or something that you guys want to do, and you want to host it, please do. Just tell me what you need from me, and I'll make it happen. Um, Also need some ideas for dates. I do plan on it being a week-long event, so people can come and go as they can. And that way, people with several characters could come on various different characters to participate in different events. Um, so if you're interested in doing anything with that, there is a channel in the in character thing called Duskwood State Fair, and you guys can catch up on the conversation that's been happening in there if you're not already informed. The other one is Dawn, and that Saint Denis group is hosting a fight night in Saint Denis. He put that the anticipated date and time was April 21st at 9:30 p.m. I don't know if that is the official thing, but there is also a conversation happening in there, and I'm sure as it gets a little bit closer, he'll be able to kind of confirm um, what the plan is. But it would be hosted in Saint Denis at the Saint Denis Fighting Club. And if you want to host an event, just go ahead. You don't have to get permission. You don't have to submit a ticket. The only time you guys need to reach out to us or like the Weaver of Tales to get this done is if you guys specifically need something for your event. Um, yeah. That was me rambling. Does anyone have any questions before we get ready to do Saint Denis shenanigans?
Does anyone have anything regarding taxes?
Yeah, that too. Business taxes and home taxes. Well, if not, then I'm gonna let y'all go because I don't have to make this long meeting.
I think we're good.
Cool. So, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. This is like the fastest meeting we have had. It's less than
My
20
long
minutes.
shot.